there everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Liz Staley here. So I thought that I would film a little tutorial today because the other day on Facebook I posted about this task manager pad that I bought at Hobby Lobby. You know, it's the new year. I had a rough year last year. Everything just went to hell. So I'm trying this year to get my life together. Get stuff done, you know, really work on things. And the planner that I bought for the year, the goal planner that I bought for the year, has monthly calendars, but no daily or weekly things. So I went looking for something that I could use to make a schedule each day and plan out what tasks that I needed to complete. And I stumbled upon this at Hobby Lobby, and it was like $4.99, and I had a 40% off coupon. So I purchased it. I used it for a couple days. I love it. It's cute. It's laid out just the way that I would want it laid out. There are two problems. There are two typos on this thing. So I don't know if you can see it, but the days of the week go Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There is no Monday. Not only that, but on the schedule thing, right here, it says 12 a.m. instead of 12 p.m. So, two typos on this one pad. And I was like, okay, nope, I cannot use this thing anymore because now it just bugs me. So yeah, I like it, you know, it's just what I needed. So, I said, well, you know, if you want something done right, you gotta do it yourself. So, I took the idea behind that and made this. And I posted this on my Facebook and got a ton of comments on it. This is basically kind of almost the same setup as that, except that I have a spot for notes and like my gratitude for the day. And in that spot are some of my birthstone horses. In kind of a faded look so that you can write over them and it'll still be visible. So I got this set up just the way that I wanted it to, laid these out in Photoshop, printed them out, and turned them into a notepad. So this is all bound together like a notepad. It's got a chipboard back. And I had a bunch of people say, oh my god, where did you get that made? And I had to be like, well, I made it myself. And there's a bunch of tutorials on YouTube on how to do this, but none of them are quite the way that I do mine, so I decided to make a quick tutorial. So, and I've actually already filmed this tutorial once and forgot to turn my microphone on, so hopefully this one will work better and I'll get this up today. So that's the story behind the notepad. So here's what you're going to need to make a notepad. You will need paper, whatever kind of paper that you want, regular printer paper. You can take your art and make stationery and turn it into a notepad. This is paper from a sketchbook that I don't use, that I ripped out, trimmed down to 5x7. So I'm going to use that to make this. And if you need to trim your paper down, a paper cutter will make that a lot easier. This is a Fisker's like guillotine style paper cutter, one of the best purchases I ever made. That will make it a lot easier if you need to trim down your paper. If you don't need to trim down your paper, you know, you don't have to worry about that. So I have all my paper trimmed down, so I'm just going to move the paper cutter to the side. Here's my pages. If you want to have your notepad be a little bit more sturdy, you will want some sort of cardboard or mat board, chipboard. This is like a thin cardboard that I used to back prints with. So this is going to be our back sheet. You can do cardstock or like a scrapbook paper or something to put like a cover on this. Just trim it to the same size. I'm not going to do that today. And if this was like something that I had printed or something fancy, I would put, this is the one that I filmed for the other, for the tutorial that has no sound. This is like a scrap piece that I put on top to protect my printed pages. So that's another thing, like a cover or a temporary cover to protect your pages. You will also need some binder clips. This is just some assorted sizes. We're just going to need small ones, but if you're going to make real thick pads, you'll want these bigger ones. So that just depends on how many pages your sheets are going to be. You will need some sort of glue. This is just Elmer's clear glue. You can use Elmer's white glue. You can use tacky glue. Really just almost any sort of glue. I like the Elmer stuff works just fine. You don't have to go out and get padding compound or anything like that. Another optional is a paintbrush to spread the glue around. I might use this. I might use my finger. We'll see how I feel. So, oh, and if you do not have binder clips, you will need some heavy books to put on top of your pages. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take our paper, take our backboard. If you're going to use that, you can put a cover on, whatever. And this is like the most important part. You want to really make sure that your pages that everything is lined up nice and straight. So I'm going to put my glue on this short edge. So I'm going to make sure that this edge is very nicely lined up. And you do not want to rush this step. I think this is the most important part. So I'm just going to tap this on my desk to make sure that all the pages are nice and lined up. And then once I have them lined up, I'm going to take one of my binder clips and I'm going to put it near the edge that I'm going to put my glue on. Take another binder clip and I'm going to put it over here. So the binder clips are just going to hold our pages. So if you don't have binder clips, you'll want to put something down on your table that this can rest on, like another notebook or like a thin book, and you can get this all lined up and put it down on something to elevate it off your table, and then put a heavy book on top of it to hold all the pages. So you just want to make sure that they are nice and flush. So now we're going to get our glue. And this is so easy. Like, you would think it would be pretty complicated, but it's really not. Okay, so I'm just going to run some glue down my edge. And you can either take your finger and smooth it on, or just take a paintbrush. And you just want to make sure that you really get it on the edge of all those pages. And some of it is probably going to get on your front sheet, which is why, like, if you've got some fancy paper, you want to put a plain sheet on top to protect that. Make sure it gets all over that chipboard. And this is what is going to turn it into that notepad. And then what I like to do is sit this on something to dry with the edge hanging off it. So this is a watercolor palette, and I'm just going to sit it on there. And if your papers are getting kind of wrinkly and coming away from your backing board, you can take another binder clip and just slip it on there to kind of hold those pages. And that is literally, like, just wait for this glue to dry and put at least one more coat another 2 coats is better. Just wait for your glue to dry a little bit in between your coats. And that's literally all you need to do. And this one's not quite ready yet. So like for this one, I'm just going to put another coat of glue on there. I'm going to run some glue down, spread it out. And if you don't have a brush that you want to get glue all over, like I said, you can use your finger. And then I'll just lay this on top of here to dry. And once it's dry and you've got a couple coats on there, it's going to be just like this one, where it's all nice and together, and you can pull a sheet off. I'm not going to pull that sheet off because I'm still working on today. But I mean, that's basically it. It's really simple, and it doesn't require any sort of fancy materials. If you've got glue and paper, you can make your own notepad, and you can print whatever kind of paper you want. Do ruled paper, do graph paper, do dotted paper, make something like this. So super easy to make, and you can customize it to whatever you want. So I hope that that helps. And I hope that you have fun making some cool notepads.